One was made of tin back in the
Yeah, it was,
late 50s.
yeah,
I'm trying to think if we were on Trout Run when I got
you
that.
had to put wheels on things and stuff. I don't know, I can't remember everything. But
Dad always loved Christmas, though.
He loved Christmas.
He did love Christmas. Everything about it. He loved
Yeah.
the decorations. He there's many in it. He would just lay and just stare out at the tree,
Yep.
kind of a smile on his face, like, And the snacks.
The snacks were the great things, yeah. Remember the
Yeah,
stuffed dates? I
like-
always remember the stuffed dates you made. Those were so good. And every year I buy dates thinking I'm going to stuff them and never do.
Never get around to
They
it.
stay in the fridge for like 6 months. And I think to
It
let
is,
go
but
of
it's
the
something that you
traditions.
still do.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Mom, tell me about one of your favorite Christmases.
But what?
Do you have a favorite Christmas that you remember? I mean, all Christmases are great, but is there one that stands out for you?
They all stood out in different ways.
Yeah.
But over the side of the Christmas tree and everything. I mean, it was pathetic. and what I'd always mop and wax. Way back, you used to wax your floor. You know, your kitchen floor.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, I
And
know.
then
Carol and I
Dad
did it.
came in with the Christmas tree with icicles all over it.
Yeah,
throw it
and he'd
down
wait
the
till
floor.
Christmas Eve to do that. We used to- back in the day, everyone had the tree up for maybe 1 week at the most,
Right.
and then they'd get rid of
1
them.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1 week.
But we were Christmas Eve.
Yeah, Christmas Eve
Christmas
after
Eve,
everything
yeah.
we had worked so hard to clean, and then he'd drag that tree in.
Yeah.
Now, wasn't when you guys were little, I remember Bob saying something about, like, nothing in the house got decorated or anything until you guys went to bed on Christmas Eve, and then you'd wake up in the morning, and then the tree and everything would be,
That's what
like,
Bob
Santa
did.
brought everything.
No, Bob. That's what Bob would do. When we were little, growing up, our tree got up. We sat around in the club chair in the dining room watching Dad decorate
Dad would
the tree.
trim the tree
We'd
and
have
we'd
our
watch.
hot chocolate, and we would right there, Dad. That needs to go there, Dad. And we'd watch him decorate.
And that
it.
was Christmas Eve.
Yeah, that was Christmas Eve. We never touched the tree. And he did it all. And Mom was usually making the hot chocolate and a snack, like a
But we
popcorn or
decorated
something.
the house.
We decorated the house that
You know,
week
we would
that
do the
got off school.
archways and
yeah.
garlands.
Do you remember how
Dad
many
saved
cards
us
we
the
used to
tree,
get? They
yes.
used to be literally
Oh my
all over
gosh.
all the archways.
The cards.
There was so many
Yes.
cards. They were
Yeah.
just
Beautiful.
literally lined all the
I
archways
remember
in the
lots
house.
of time
And
Mom sitting out the kitchen filling out her stack of Christmas cards that she was, and
Yeah.
literally,
Yeah.
we're talking stacks
Stacks.
of
They
Christmas
got-
cards
yeah.
that she was mailing
Dozens and
out.
dozens
Hey,
and
that
dozens.
was
But
the
there
day
were so
everyone
many
did
more
that.
coming
Yeah.
back
Every-
in.
That
Like
was
I
one
used to
of-
love going to the mailbox when I was
Yeah.
during holiday time.
Not so
Because there was
anymore.
always
Oh,
just
yeah.
a stack
Big
of
stack.
mail and the red envelopes and the green envelopes, and you knew there was a stack.
And
it was
everyone
just
that
like,
came to
where'd they go?
visit would bring them a fifth of something. You know, the big bottles of booze and wine and
And I remember I couldn't wait for, because the Pifers, they always sent Mom and Dad the Swiss Colony stuff.
Yes,
Yeah.
the
And I
Swiss
knew
Colony
that
stuff.
I was going to get
Yeah.
the chocolate Christmas.
Well,
'Cause
I
was
remember
young
when I
one
was
there.
old enough
So
to
when those
pick out
towers-
the Swiss
the tower,
Colony.
towers,
the Swiss
so
Colony.
I
Mom always
knew-
sent them one too.
Yes, exactly. So I knew when it showed up, I was like, oh, the Pifers are here, and I know there's a Christmas in there for me.
Yeah.
But I was
I remember
little.
that. Yeah, that was a
I
special treat,
What,
for
6,
sure.
7 for years? I mean, they did it for years, but
Yeah.
I don't know how long they did it. But I remember being so excited because then all them different nuts were in there, and it was such pretty packaging from the Swiss Colony.
Oh, the beautiful
the red
boxes
and the white
and the tins. Yeah. That
Oh
was-
yeah, and that little Chris Mouse with his little hat and his little. And I was just like, "Arr."
I didn't order anything from Swiss Colony this year. I tried to get.
I haven't in
something,
love
years.
Swiss
So they'll
Colony.
continue to give me a magazine.
Yeah.
But I
Do
didn't
you remember
this
the
year.
gingerbread house I got from Swiss Colony?
Yes.
And it set and set and set.
Yes.
And I got sick of looking at it after Christmas and all that. And I threw it in the creek and it floated.
But see, my Christmases were probably very different than your guys, obviously.
Oh,
because
yeah.
I was
this
gonna
was
say,
all these
what-
years later. But
When you were, I mean,
I remember
did Dad do the tree on Christmas Eve when you were little? How did that work? Or did you start doing the tree?
No, we.
Or did you and Trish start doing the tree?
They
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
bring a tree home,
Yeah.
but we would have it. It was days before holiday, and it was up, and it was usually me and Mom that decorated it. And Dad would lay on the couch, and he'd be like, "Oh, well, you're missing a spot over there." And it's like, okay, but he loved laying it because where he's
Yeah.
spot on the couch,
Because
and
he
just
did it every year. all those
staring
years
out
when
at
we
the
were
tree,
little,
and
yeah.
he loved the tree, and he loved the lights. And those candles that you made that one year, remember
Oh,
those
the big
candles?
frosted candles.
Yeah, those were
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah, I
Because we
remember
had
those.
the-
Those were
Because
fantastic.
Lil made those, and she'd give me at Christmas time these big frosted candles. I thought, well, I can do that. So I started making them for
Yeah,
years
you made
and
all those.
giving them out. Yeah.
And we had
remember
the
you
one
making
big red
candles,
one,
yeah.
Yeah.
the big red
Big red
square
one.
one frosted that we would sit